Hey there, it's Gillian. And I wonder, do I need to say Rev Gillian V. Harris? Just in case you want to find me or something. But, yeah, today, if you saw by the title, shootings and fires and survivor guilt. I was experiencing some of this, so I thought, let's talk about it, because I know I'm not alone. We're like experiencing all these things we get to experience them via the news, media, and then a whole bunch of people are, right there. They don't make fires like they used to. Thanks to, the climate change and whatnot, we are seeing how much bigger, how much more space they take up, and how many lives are changed as a result. But so, check it out. How to diagnose yourself. Basically, it's like this. Survivor guilt means that you basically feel guilty for surviving something that somebody else didn't. But there are a bunch of variations on this. Because, like, for me, I don't feel like that I don't feel that. What I noticed was, last week, I was going to have my Christmas lights guy come and put up the Christmas lights. I was really, really excited about this, you know what I mean? And, Ron Lauer, I'm going to put his name down, the thing down here. But anyway, love him. 10 years. I was like, this is our 10-year anniversary. He's been doing my lights for 10 years. And I was so excited. And then the fires happened. Okay, so we went through that. I live in Woolsey Canyon. I also have an address in Malibu. I'm going to take a break from the Christmas lights for a split second. Okay. I have an address in Malibu. And yeah, the whole time I'm like, really needing that address to still be there. Afterwards, that's a nervous giggle. Did you hear that? Nervous. Yeah, okay. Anyway, that address is still there. And then I live, what? In Woolsey friggin' Canyon. The fire got its name. One of the biggest fires got its name from my neighborhood. Great. That's awesome. Anyway, so there was drama. I did get evacuated for all of 20 minutes. And on the Life Design with Gillian page, which you may be viewing this on right now, there is a little video, a 3-minute thing that I did as I was sitting in my car, and my car is fully packed. And what happened was we evacuated, or we were trying to, and from other reports I'd given you that I'd already started packing. So my car was already kind of full with stuff. But now what happened was I'm sitting here and I see 3 plain, unmarked, like, police cars, like those Crown Victorias go by, and they have their lights on. And then I see like 4 or 5 black and whites behind it. And they go down and I'm like, ooh, somebody is in trouble. I'm expecting to hear, come out with your hands up, But then I see fire trucks and stuff. And what I'm hearing is, this is a mandatory evacuation. And they have spread out and they're going through the streets in my community. I'm like, oh my God, really? I was having a little bit of an issue with this because the sky is perfectly blue. And I'm like, shouldn't I at least smell some smoke? You know what I mean? But maybe they talked to Dallas Raines or some other meteorologist or something, and he said, in 20 minutes, the wind is going to go, and it's going to make a left, and it's going to go right towards Jillian's house. So I didn't want to be here if that happened. So I didn't want to be that person. So now it was really on. And one of the last things I wanted to do was to undo my computers. The main computer, the main one. Our backup is misbehaving, so I needed to grab it and the main computer, just in case the backup wasn't happening. You know what I mean? So I didn't want to undo that because I'm not an IT. And I was like, oh man, I'm going to have to put it back together if I, but anyway, I figured I would just call my IT guy. So anyway, I packed that. I packed so much more stuff this time. Really packed so that I could continue operating my company. 50% of small businesses are run from homes. So there's that. There are a lot of people that, oh my gosh, I feel for people who did not have an opportunity to grab that stuff so that they could continue at least working while insurance is handling whatever with their house and stuff like that. But anyway, so I get all this stuff. My roommate gets her stuff. We hear the dog barking across the street. Inside the house, the neighbors aren't there. We want to save the dog. Here comes the black and white. I step out to say, I'm going to say, hey, will you help us legally break into that house so we can save those dogs? I go, and he goes, the evacuation is off. You don't have to leave. And I'm like, and then here comes a fire truck. And he's like, yeah, no evacuation. You don't have to go. And I'm like, and I'm sure the guy was looking in his rearview mirror like, she doesn't look happy. I'm like, oh my gosh. So anyway, I have a little piece on the other one, but I'm probably going to delete that soon. I look crazy in there. No makeup. My hair is everywhere. It's like, oh my God, this is the real me in that moment. But so, yeah. And what's funny is they said it's off, and I immediately started taking things out of my car, bringing them in the house and unpacking them. My roommate did the same thing. It was a really weird impulse. I mean, they didn't say the whole fire danger thing was off, but we just kind of had this sense of, okay, we've been evacuated. We're done now. And so, yeah, came back and I reconnected my computer like all by myself, which was really, really amazing. So anyway, survivor's guilt, some of it is rational and some of it's not rational. And, you know, I want to give you some examples that have nothing to do with the fire or the shootings. Yeah. Situations like there's an accident, car accident, you caused it. Somebody died and you didn't. You could feel, that could be kind of a rational thing, an accident, I think of Chappaquiddick. An accident where you feel like you could have helped, but you didn't help. That could be rational, or it could be irrational, depending on what you did or didn't do. You know what I mean? What your options were and what you chose in that moment. But then there's some irrational things, like the child who's born and the mother doesn't survive the birth, and then the child feeling guilty about that. That's irrational, you know. Looking at these fires, okay, so me, back to my Christmas lights. So I'm starting to unpack stuff from my car, and I'm like, you know, not right in that day, but within 24 hours or so, I'm like, I'm calling Ron. I'm like, I want the Christmas lights up now. And then I'm like, oh, gosh, should I be happy right now? Should I be like beaming Christmas lights off this mountain while people below, you know, had their houses wiped out? Like, really? And that's when I realized I had a thing. And then today I get to drive into Malibu. I get to drive to the address in Malibu to get the doggone mail. And that's going to be emotional and stuff. I was going to do this last night and I couldn't do it last night because I kept like boo-hooing and whatnot. But so I wanted to share what I have been doing. One of the things is allowing myself to cry. So I did not do this last night because I believe in grief, and I mean, you know, if you have it, feel it. Whatever it is that you feel, do that for real. You know, and I say go deep with it, like get it all the way out, you know what I mean? And that way you don't have to deal with it later, you know, it's done for sure. But so, or at least a shorter time period, you know, depends on what the grieving thing is. But so let me share with you, and one of them is accepting the feelings, just accepting and allowing yourself to go through it and knowing that you're not alone. I know I wasn't alone. I know I'm not alone. That's why I am here at this moment. Because I said, you know, I can definitely take this to Facebook because I bet you there are other people feeling the same way. Even if you're not right there. This happened to the globe when 9/11 happened. The globe was going through survivor guilt, you know, on that. Just feeling that, oh my God. Also, knowing that this guilt, and I don't mind just calling it a syndrome, but yeah, I was feeling guilty. It's like guilty. And I didn't want to call it survivor guilt, remember? I said, like, let's do survivor syndrome, which is basically the same thing. But then I said, what is my thing? And you want to identify your feelings. That's important. And so then I identified that I felt guilty for being happy while other people weren't, while other people were miserable, while other people were trying to figure out what their insurance is going to cover, not cover, what FEMA's going to do, what number 45 is going to do. Oh my God. So, yeah, realize that my relief and my gratitude for being able to sit here in my home, for being able to sleep in my own bed and plan Christmas lights. I'm grateful for that. I'm really grateful. It's okay to be grateful for that, and then in the next breath, be sad for other people. That has to be able to coexist. It's okay. So that's a normal thing. And, oh, the whys. I used to do that, why me and not them? Or why them and not me? You know, okay, I guess I must have, you know, something I must need to put forth. And that's a thing. Oh my gosh. What about people that go to their homes and their house is fine? They got to look across the street and down the street. There aren't any more houses, but there's some of those. And, the street exists, but then no other streets. So, yeah. Don't get stuck on why. You know, everybody's got their own life curriculum. I have to always remember that. That doesn't mean don't be compassionate. We absolutely need to help each other always and care. But the why, that's irrational. Don't do that. Embracing life is what I'm doing right now. I am truly there with the gratitude and embracing and looking for things that make me feel good at this moment. And so if any of that is things that can work for you too, I hope that, you know, that share was good. And then also, you know, if it's beyond, definitely seek counsel. Therapists. A therapist is good. A life coach is good. Some sort of counseling, or just a friend with a good ear, you know, just to talk through it. So anyway, that's all I wanted to share. Carrying on. I look forward to talking to you guys again. And remember, you can go to the Life Design with Gillian page here at Facebook if you're not there already. And please become a member, join. I'd love to have you, and then you know when I'm doing stuff like this. And then there's also lifedesignwithgillian.com, so you can find me there too. All right, that's it. You guys have a wonderful day.